Royce Young is in Oklahoma City. Royce, you were out to cover a basketball game tonight and ran yourself into a medical emergency. When last we saw these teams, they were sent back to their locker rooms. Where are they now?
The Thunder have left the arena, and right now, as of 10:35 local time, the Utah Jazz had not been tested yet, some 3 hours after the game was officially canceled here in the arena. So right now I'm told that the Jazz are sitting in their locker room, lined up in a circle. They all have masks over their face, and they're going to be tested by Oklahoma health officials for the virus. And the test basically involves opening their mouth, sticking their tongue out, having their inside of their cheek swabbed almost to the point where you will gag for 10 seconds. And so they're sitting there, and that may be happening, honestly, right now as we speak, because the health officials were in the hallway getting ready to go back into the Utah Jazz locker room. The Thunder, though, did not have the test administered to them. They were all lined up, and they had a fever test done. Basically, they just checked their fevers on their cheek, and they were all sent home. They've basically been told to just monitor themselves. They're taking their direction from league officials and Oklahoma health officials as well. So, and then following that, NBA security will also have the coronavirus test administered to them following the Utah Jazz's test. Okay,
so let's just play this out a little, and I don't know how much of this you can answer, but so they take the test. If you're a member of the Jazz, then what happens, right? We can't lock them down in the OKC arena. They might have to get at least to a hotel or home. Do we know what the next steps are?
Yeah, you don't want to turn this into a cruise ship situation in all seriousness.
Correct.
So, I think that the next steps there, honestly, are really not known at this point, because if we can just try to deduce from what happened with the Rudy Gobert situation, he was tested earlier in the day, and literally up until tip-off, they were waiting on those test results. They thought literally that Rudy Gobert might play in this game tonight if those test results came back negative, because he was really not feeling any symptoms and felt healthy enough to play. So how long that test takes to have the results come back, what they might show, because again, all these Utah Jazz players have been in the locker room with Rudy Gobert, been touching the same basketball, they've been on the same flights as him. So all of them have been exposed, and so we have to sit here or they have to sit here and wait basically to find out these test results. And to me, it's unknown how long that might take.
Right. But yet it's pretty easy with them. They have health professionals around them. They think they are people that have been affected, so they know what to do. What about people that were around and ancillary and in contact, fans that were close, people that were on the sidelines at a scorer's table, yourself? Has there been instructions on what you people are supposed to do?
We've been advised, John, to basically observe ourselves. And there's been some thinking that it might be wise to self-quarantine for the next 24 hours, but basically just to pay attention. If you have a rising fever, it'd be wise for you to go get tested. But you guys were just talking about Rudy Gobert jokingly touching all those reporters' recorders. I've been talking to some of the Jazz reporters, and they feel like they need to get tested. I was talking to Tony Jones of The Athletic, and he was saying he doesn't really feel comfortable getting on an airplane because he's technically been exposed to this. He's been in the same locker room as Rudy Gobert. So a lot of these people have felt that, we saw it after the game. They were literally disinfecting chairs courtside in the arena. I watched them disinfecting like the little bowl that you put your iPhone or your keys in when you come in, because that's the entrance that the players come in. They were wiping down the metal detectors. I mean, they're taking all the steps that you could possibly take, but there's only so much that you can do. I will say Rudy Gobert was never in this arena. Right. He never came to the arena, whether for Jazz shoot-around or for the game itself. So at least that's something to take away.
Finally, have you been able to visit with anybody from the organization, either the Jazz or the Thunder, and just their reaction to how this all played out this evening?
Yeah, I've been in contact with some officials, primarily from the Thunder, and obviously just kind of shocked that this happened here, that this happened in this situation. There were preparations, as Woj has reported, and Zach Lowe have reported throughout the recent days, of the plans the NBA was basically taking to play these games without fans in attendance. And now for it to just escalate to this moment where the season has now been suspended. Thunder players, Thunder officials, quite shocked by it. But they're taking all their steps from Oklahoma health officials, from the league itself. And they're kind of like the rest of everybody else. They don't really know what to do. They're going to observe themselves and report back if they have any symptoms.
Royce Young reporting in Oklahoma City. The best we can do is say thanks and wish you good health, and do your monitoring. Thank you, Royce.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.